Hello, it's Deirdre coming to you live from the Mango offices in Toto, New Jersey. I want to talk to you today about social media from the inside of your organization. I did a webinar this week for the Florida Public Relations Association, and a lot of my topic had to do with what are we doing internally with our organization so that our employees can be more on board with social media and they can be our brand champions. One of the things that came up was that I said, a lot of organizations are realizing that employees do want to participate and they're out there and they're social networking, different employees from different parts of the company. So many companies are saying, well, we definitely need social media policies because we want guidelines and we want procedures. And that is great. However, I have a question. So just because you build a social media policy, does that necessarily mean that all of your employees want to be a part of a social media participatory culture? And it's a very important question. And actually, I have several questions that I'd like for you to think about and formulate your own answers because this is about culture. And cultures are deep rooted within organizations. So even though there will be some who want to take part, there may be many others who feel, well, maybe social media is just an extra task that's added to my day. And how do you ignite passion and get the people who know the most about your brand and your front line of communication really to embrace a new way to approach communications? So, just a few questions for you to think about when it comes to employees and culture. First one is ask this about your company. Just because we have the social media policy, do people want to participate? Number two, and I will refer to my little pad here so I don't miss any questions. Number two is, have you examined your culture lately? And if it is more of an older traditional style communications culture, how do you move that to become participatory? What is it that will help employees to better understand social media, to educate them in social media, so that not only do they want to be involved, but they see the value that it brings to your own organization? Another question is, do you have a guiding coalition set up within your organization? So maybe there are already social media champions within different departments, and you bring these people together because they can rally the rest of the troops, and you can use them within your strategic planning process when you're actually putting together your social media plan so that you know why you want to use social media, how you're going to do it, and what channels, what platforms, what kind of content, and constantly keeping employees within the loop so that they understand what's going on and why this is so important. Another question to ask is, do you have a plan in place? Were you thinking of building a social media plan so that there was a starting point and benchmarks and measurements and everybody's on the same page with a social media vision and what you're trying to achieve? And lastly, and actually it's a number of questions that we all have to ask, what about the people? Who's managing this? What's the technology that's going to gather this so that we can bring in the information, analyze it, dissect it, and disseminate it to the right groups? And lastly, how does this whole process, which brings information and moves it across the organization for different groups to participate, how does this change the internal process of the company? So I know I gave you a whole lot of questions to think about. Thankfully, there is a long holiday weekend coming up. So think and think hard and let me know what you come up with, and I'll share my answers with you. Thank you.